In tonight's Mid-Missouri's Cold Case Files, I'm digging into the story of 59-year-old historian George Showalter. Someone strangled him to death in 1994 at Columbia's Red Roof Inn. Police tell me they're working to solve this case 31 years later and are still looking for the person last seen with Showalter the night before he was killed.
He was a tremendous, light-filled human being, and we need more George Showalters in the world.
George Showalter was born in 1934 in Potosi, Missouri. It's a small town with a few thousand people about an hour and 15 minutes south of St. Louis. During his 59 years, Showalter served as the president of the local historical society, worked for the Potosi R3 school district and the Independent Journal.
Whenever I was born, I was actually in a laundry basket at the end of his desk. Whenever he was the editor at the newspaper.
Chris Richards grew up in the newspaper business and was mentored by Showalter.
Always had a cigar in his mouth because he smoked a cigar just about continuously. But he could sit there and talk to you, answer a question, carry on conversation, and type a story or a cut line for a picture, even stopping and missing a beat.
Showalter had a passion for history and attended the University of Missouri for journalism. The weekend of April 17, 1994, he was visiting Columbia for a library conference.
He enjoyed going to Columbia. He graduated from Mizzou, so he kind of felt like that was going back to his stomping grounds.
Police say that Saturday, between 4 and 6 p.m., he was seen downtown at the Old Un Theater adult store on East Walnut Street with a younger man. Around 9 p.m., the two were seen down the road at Boone Tavern. ABC 17 News reporting at the time.
His nude body was found 18 hours later on his bed at this Columbia motel. Police ordered an autopsy because nothing looked out of place at the motel room and there was no clear cause of death.
There was no apparent struggle or anything of that nature.
Lieutenant Graymore confirming to me there were no defensive wounds on Showalter, but an autopsy determined he was strangled to death at the Red Roof Inn just off I-70. Showalter's wallet was also missing from room 147. Police still continuing to look for leads in 2025.
We've had several cold cases that we've looked at to send new evidence off to private labs, and this case is one of those cases that we're looking into to see if we can get something to come from it.
31 years after the crime, police are still searching for one man.
Can you tell me about the person who was last seen with Showalter?
So based on talking to witnesses the day before, so on the 16th, police were able to get a rough scratch from the individual they believe that was with Showalter prior to his death.
This man was described as being between 20 to 40 years old, having an average build, light brown, possibly graying hair, and was wearing a brown and white checkered shirt and possible vest. Police say they don't have any suspects right now, but would like to speak with the man in the photo. Decades later, Showalter's family is still grieving the loss.
It's just haunted me for years that there was never any closure for the family.
Showalter's cousin Wendy Correa fondly recalls connecting with him through family history.
I connected with him on all of our family reunions because of our mutual love of history and genealogy and books and education and photography.
Recalling the shock and horror when she found out he had been killed.
Disbelief that something like that could happen to such a good human being.
Showalter's cousin still holding out hope.
I believe I can speak for the whole more Showalter families that all we really want is justice for George.
Columbia police ask if you know any information about this case, you contact them to help bring closure to Showalter's friends and family.